The war in Ukraine is in its fifth day. As we speak, talks between Russia and Ukraine are on in Belarus. The United Nations General Assembly is meeting in New York. In fact, the UN has met multiple times in the last few days to try and find a resolution. It has failed. The fighting continues. Today, the second largest city of Ukraine, Kharkiv, came under intense shelling. The people of Ukraine are fighting back. The death toll is rising. The world is still divided on how best to contain this. But the world media seems united in its racist coverage of this war. How could it happen in Europe? To people with blue eyes and blonde hair, to the white, civilized, Christian Europeans. These are not my words. These are words used by reporters and commentators on Western channels. Tonight, we call out their racism. We also tell you about the Indian students caught in the crossfire. The government of India has launched a special initiative to expedite their return home and dispatch senior ministers to Ukraine's neighboring countries to oversee this effort. We'll bring you all the details. It is day 5 of the Russian invasion. Today, there were talks in Belarus between Russia and Ukraine. There was also heavy shelling in Kharkiv, Ukraine's second largest city, with a high concentration of Indian students. Where is this war heading? Vladimir Putin is wielding his nukes, showing no signs of backing down. A fierce battle is underway. Over the weekend, Russian forces blew up an oil terminal in Kiev. This is war. Everything is game. Ukraine is under attack. More than 7 million people have already been displaced, and that's the official estimate. The actual and final numbers could be much higher, and numbers do not even begin to cover human suffering. On Gravitas tonight, as we bring you the updates and the trajectory of this war, we want to show you 5 videos that sum up the last 5 days. Video number 1 is from last week. Ukrainians did not want a war. It was thrust upon them. Look at how a missile flew into an apartment building.
Какая жесть.
You must have all seen the aftermath. The death toll is mounting. The United Nations says 102 Ukrainians have died. Kiev is reporting a much higher number. It says 352 people have died so far, including 16 children. Ukrainians have only 2 choices today: find shelter or leave. Their homes are being bombed. Video number 2 is from Kharkiv. Reports say Russia tried to occupy it but failed. The attacks have not stopped though. Today, Russian forces pounded Kharkiv with rockets. Scores of locals have died.
Бегом, бегом.
Kiev says this attack happened while talks were on in Belarus. Ukraine wanted an immediate ceasefire and the withdrawal of all Russian forces from their country. No luck with that yet. In fact, Belarus could be helping its friend Russia escalate this conflict. 2 provocations by Belarus have raised tensions. Number 1, President Alexander Lukashenko has allowed Russia to place its nuclear weapons in Belarus, and this is a very dangerous move. From Belarus, Russia can directly target Kiev. Provocation number 2, Belarus can enter the conflict in Ukraine. Reports say the Belarusian paratroopers could be deployed against Ukrainian forces. What is Ukraine's response? The answer to that question is in video number 3. Ukraine is mounting a strong resistance. Let me show you how. This is the Russian Buk missile system. It was on the move in northern Ukraine. The Ukrainian forces spotted it. They sent a drone and completely destroyed the Russian missiles. Ukraine says it has inflicted heavy damage on Russians. Its defense ministry claims more than 5,000 Russian soldiers have been killed, 191 Russian tanks, 29 fighter jets, 29 helicopters, more than 800 armored personnel carriers have all been destroyed. But this, remember, is Ukraine's claim. It has not been independently verified. Video number 4 is from southeast Ukraine. It came out yesterday. It shows a civilian spotting a live landmine. He decided to dispose it of himself without any protective gear. The man lifted the landmine with his bare hands and cleared the way for the Ukrainian military.
Ты шо нахуй? Охренеть.
Video number 5, and this too is from northern Ukraine. A Russian tank was trying to pass through a residential area. A local stepped up and decided to stop the mighty Russian army. These videos show Kiev's spirit, but spirit alone does not win wars. Today, Ukraine made a demand. It wants a quote-unquote immediate membership of the European Union. Now, this is a process that takes years, but Kiev wants the EU to fast-track it. What is the response from Brussels? The right signals for a change. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen said she wants Ukraine in the EU. The bloc is already buying weapons for Ukraine, but how far will it go to stand up to Russia? It's a risky gamble. Europe has an opening, though. Russia may be on the back foot in the conflict right now. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.